Science and the Bible, could it be true? Is science fundamentally at odds with faith? For centuries, this debate has divided minds and souls alike, as science reaches further into the mysteries of our universe, while faith roots itself in trust beyond human understanding. But what if these two avenues of knowledge, science and faith, were not opponents, but partners in truth? In this exploration, we delve into the intriguing possibility that scientific principles are embedded within the Bible's ancient texts. Could this mean the Bible is not only a spiritual guide, but a record of divine knowledge far ahead of its time? Let's ask deep questions, seek insights, and spark debate. For many people, science and faith belong to two separate worlds. Science explains the how, while faith answers the why. Yet this divide is not as clear-cut as it seems. Historically, both disciplines have sought to understand creation, purpose, and truth. From pioneering scientists like Isaac Newton to modern thinkers like Francis Collins, faith and science have often walked hand in hand. But the tension persists. Skeptics argue that science is grounded in evidence, experimentation, and measurable truths, while the Bible relies on stories, metaphors, and miracles. Can something as mystical as faith coexist with the rationality of science? Or perhaps could the Bible contain a kind of wisdom that aligns with scientific discoveries made millennia after it was written? Today we explore this possibility, bearing in mind that this journey is not about proving or disproving, but about discovering and discussing. The Bible was written centuries ago in a world vastly different from ours. Ancient civilizations relied on observation and storytelling to explain the workings of nature. Yet within this backdrop, the Bible reveals knowledge that seems to reach beyond what was scientifically understood at the time. Could this suggest divine inspiration? To answer this question, we must consider the context in which the Bible was written. It's not a science textbook. Its primary purpose is to guide, inspire, and connect humanity to God. However, that doesn't mean it's devoid of scientific relevance. Instead, it may reflect an interplay between divine truths and human understanding. Let's look at some compelling examples. The ancient world was rife with myths about the Earth's foundation. Some believed it rested on the back of a giant turtle, while others thought gods held it aloft. Yet in the book of Job 26:7, written thousands of years ago, it says, "He hangs the earth on nothing." Remarkably, this concept aligns with our modern understanding of the earth suspended in space, held by gravitational forces. How could writers of that era describe something so far removed from their visible surroundings? Another example surfaces in Leviticus 13, which outlines practices to isolate those with infectious diseases. In a time when plagues were common, this guidance seems groundbreaking. The principles of sanitation and quarantine wouldn't be fully understood by science until thousands of years later. These biblical instructions not only safeguarded lives, but also hinted at knowledge long ahead of its era. The Bible also touches on the water cycle, an essential process for life on earth. Ecclesiastes 1:7 describes, "All streams flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full. To the place the streams come from, there they return again." Though metaphorical, this description reflects an understanding of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation, concepts scientifically confirmed much later in human history. In Genesis 15:5, God tells Abraham, "Look up at the sky and count the stars, if indeed you can count them." At the time, many believed they could account for the number of stars in the heavens. Yet today, astronomers estimate there are over 200 billion trillion stars, beyond the grasp of human comprehension. How could this concept be so vividly articulated in ancient scripture? Another example is found in Isaiah 40:22, which speaks of God sitting above the circle of the earth. While some translations vary, the implication of Earth's spherical shape is notable. This description predated scientific evidence of a round Earth by centuries, challenging the prevalent belief in a flat world. The examples above ignite a fundamental question. Are these parallels between the Bible and science mere coincidences, or do they point to divine foresight? One possibility is that these insights stem from careful human observation. Ancient peoples watched the skies, the rivers, and the patterns of life, piecing together emerging truths about the natural world. Yet, some descriptions in the Bible seem to transcend observational knowledge of that time. Could this be evidence of divine inspiration? The idea that an all-knowing creator shared glimpses of scientific laws within Scripture is awe-inspiring and worth contemplating. At the same time, we must approach this discussion with humility and awareness of interpretative biases. Critics often argue that the Bible's scientific alignments are subjective interpretations, vague phrases matched to modern science after the fact. They suggest it's easy to retroactively apply current knowledge to ancient texts. While this skepticism is valid, the prevalence and accuracy of such parallels invite further thought. One key consideration is the Bible's purpose. Its writers never intended it to serve as a manual for scientific inquiry. Instead, it offers spiritual lessons rooted in trust, faith, and meaning. But these glimpses of scientific resonance urge exploration. Can we dismiss them entirely, or do they point to an intricate blend of faith and understanding? Science and faith are often seen as competing forces, but some argue they are complementary, two perspectives revealing the handiwork of the same creator. Science uncovers the how of the universe, while faith seeks the why. Together, they form a fuller picture of life's purpose. Imagine how this perspective might influence our view of discovery. From the vastness of space to the depths of the ocean, every new revelation could magnify wonder at divine creation. Many leading scientists, such as astronomer Johannes Kepler and geneticist Francis Collins, have expressed how their faith was enriched, not diminished, by their scientific pursuits. Conversations about science and the Bible often spark strong reactions, ranging from awe to skepticism. This makes debate both challenging and necessary. For faith-based audiences, the scientific reflections found in Scripture can reaffirm trust in a creator with infinite wisdom. For skeptics, these insights provide an opportunity to reconsider the depth and complexity of ancient texts. Meaningful dialogue, however, requires mutual respect. Both sides must approach the conversation with curiosity and humility, seeking to learn rather than to conquer. Such debates are not about proving someone wrong, but about exploring deeper truths together. As we come to the end of this exploration, let us reflect on what we've uncovered. The Bible, though not a scientific document, offers glimpses that align with our understanding of the natural world, often with stunning accuracy. Whether these insights stem from coincidence, observation, or divine revelation, they invite us to wonder at the mystery of life itself. Faith-based viewers may find great inspiration in the idea that science doesn't undermine faith but enriches it. Science, in its pursuit of facts, may even guide us toward the understanding that Scripture has been pointing to all along. Meanwhile, skeptics are invited to consider that perhaps these ancient writings hold more than poetic value, that they may still speak truths relevant to today. Could it be that science and faith, rather than being divided realms, are two wings that help humanity soar toward greater understanding? This is a question worth debating, a question worth pondering. No matter where you stand on this spectrum of belief, one thing is clear: exploring the harmony between science and the Bible can inspire faith, provoke thought, and encourage curiosity in equal measure. In the end, isn't that what discovery, scientific or spiritual, is truly about?